All right, well, I've got a bit of a news roundup of sorts for today because a lot of things have been trickling in. Several of them happened in the middle of the night while I was sleeping. But the first thing that I'm going to talk about is Warhammer 40K and the fact that the show that they are making on Amazon Prime starring Henry Cavill is still alive, and Henry Cavill has commented on it, and I definitely wanted to update everybody on that. Also, we have some Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu movie news, and it's so freaking weird. It's so unbelievably strange that I just had to talk about it. And we have a new trailer that dropped for 28 Years Later, the sequel to 28 weeks later and 28 days later, and it looks wild. I did want to talk about that a bit, and a few other tiny tidbits of news that have trickled out that I just wanted to make everyone aware of. So let's go ahead and dig into it. Now, as always, before you do anything, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and go ahead and give us a follow to keep up to date on all the latest news happening in the entertainment industry, along with reviews for the latest stuff dropping in theaters or on streaming. And then visit criticalist.com. We're an entertainment reviewing platform. And don't forget, when you come on here and drop reviews, feel free to drop all sorts of hot and spicy takes, like this one about Succession, which was given a 17% by our lovely user Wallfish T. And just know that if you have hot and spicy takes, it is not going to stop me from thoroughly harassing you. So come on, Criticalist, drop a review. Let us know what you think about the latest things you've been watching, even if it is a terrible opinion. So moving on into the news, which is the Warhammer 40K television series is still chugging along. Thank you, sweet baby Jesus. We've got news from Henry Cavill. He actually decided to hop on Instagram last night and drop a little bit of news on what is happening with the show, which I'll go ahead and read for you here, especially for you guys who don't have Instagram. So it says, to celebrate some Warhammer news, I decided to make a pilgrimage to the very first place I bought Warhammer models over 30 years ago, a little shop on my home island of Jersey. Now, I find that interesting, I guess, that there is an island called Jersey overseas somewhere, so I wasn't aware that that was where he was from, was an island called Jersey. So, you know, there's that. But anyways, my incredible team and I, alongside the brilliant minds at Game Workshop, have been working away in concept rooms, breaking down approaches to the enormity and magnificence of the Warhammer world. Together, we've been shifting through the plethora of incredible characters and poring over old tomes and texts. Our combined efforts have led us to a fantastic place to start our universe, which has been agreed upon by those up on high and both at Amazon and Games Workshop. That starting place shall, for now, remain a secret. More to come in time. So basically, he's saying that he's going to keep us updated. This is classic Henry Cavill. The dude is a mega fan of the things that he is a fan of. He is a nerd, a big geek through and through, and he loves to love things that he's passionate about, and I think it's great. And we all know and have seen him become attached to things like Man of Steel, and he puts his heart and soul into it, and he becomes a part of it. Same for The Witcher, and it's exactly why he left The Witcher, because it was deviating from the source material and became not very good. So this gives a lot of hope. There were rumors circling that basically the show was not happening anymore because there were internal kind of complications as far as the discussions for what Amazon wanted to do, and a lot of their agendaness that happens over there, and it conflicting with the Warhammer world. So this is all a good sign. It's not a ton of news, but the news is basically that it is still chugging along. It is still happening, and to me, I consider this fantastic news. And thank God for Henry Cavill saving all of the things that we love. So keep getting attached to everything that is connected to nerddom, so that you will keep these studios from killing it, Henry, or just convince the rest of the Hollywood freaking losers that hate everything that we love to stop trying to just tank it into oblivion, and convince them that these things are worth preserving and keeping the way that they were intended. So moving on, here is another really this is just a really weird piece of news, which is that for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which a lot of you might have not even known was happening, it's kind of how that series is getting buttoned up, is with a feature film, is that it's added Jeremy Allen White. Now, what's weird about this, I was actually excited when I saw that he was coming on board for the movie, and apparently they are considering it a notably sized role within the film, is that he is going to be playing Rhoda the Hutt. Yes, this little tiny creature thing here, son of Jabba the Hutt. And if you know anything about Jabba the Hutt, he doesn't even speak English. It's more of just like a blah 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 kind of thing. It's not real words. So this seasoned, excellent actor is going to be playing a blob person who's probably going to be made through practical effects, I would hope, and looks something similar to Jabba the Hutt. So this is just strange, and the fact that they're going to pull in a big name actor to do this, unless they are putting some crazy spin on it where we find out that Rhoda the Hutt actually speaks English like the majority of the Star Wars world and is not talking like Jabba the Hutt and actually is regularly speaking. I don't know. All of this is very strange. I have no idea how to even process this, but I do love Jon Favreau. I trust some of what he does, and I think that this, I don't know, season 3 of The Mandalorian was touch and go at best, and I disliked a lot of it, but 1 and 2 I thought were great. So I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how this is going to shake out, how this movie's going to be, and this is just really strange, but I wanted all of you guys to know about it. Now, on to other things that popped up in the middle of the night was the 28 Years Later trailer. I'm not going to sit here and give you guys a reaction or a play-by-play of me responding to this trailer bit by bit and what I think about it, but you just need to know it's out, and if you're one of the people that likes to watch trailers and keep on top of them, then this is one worth checking out, especially if you were alive back when 28 Days Later came out. This movie was a pretty big deal. This was an indie hit and launched pretty much 2 careers in a way, because it was Danny Boyle directing it and Alex Garland writing it, who is also, Alex has become a big director now. But the interesting thing about this is that they both did this film. It was very grassroots, very gritty, very earthy. This is where we got the running zombie motif, I guess you could say. I don't even know the best way to put that, but essentially the deal with zombies hauling butt and running after you instead of the slow shambling zombies. That was kind of where they originated, was this film here, and then they followed it up with 28 Weeks Later, which was not as good as the original. I remember not being very crazy about it. We had a different writer, a different director. Granted, Alex Garland was producing it, but this was just kind of a totally different thing, different cast. And then now we have the 28 Years Later, so this is going to be 28 years after this zombie fallout, and it is actually, I'm quite excited about this, between the writer-director combo being back, and it's starring Cillian Murphy and Jodie Comer and Ralph Fiennes, who you see in the trailer. And there is a little bit of a teaser, I would say, which is that Cillian Murphy's in it, and you might have already read the headline on here. I'm not going to say it. I'll put the article in the show notes down below, but it's an interesting thing with him being in this movie, and I'm not sure exactly what to take from that, and I'll just wait till I see the movie, but it could potentially be a spoiler. But go check out the 28 Years Later trailer and let me know what you think down in the comments below. So moving on here is just a little bit that I wanted to touch on. I thought this was interesting, is that James Gunn is going to be doing pickup shots. I've never heard anybody refer to it as that, but for his new Superman film, which apparently has actually already gotten test screenings, and I'm curious to see if any rumblings come out about what people thought about it. But basically, the rumors were that there were reshoots, and he's like, no, these aren't reshoots, these are pickup shots. He basically said that they're only going to be filming for about a day and a half. So you can't really, if you know anything about this industry, not a whole lot is going to happen in a day and a half as far as production goes. This is really going to just be things to kind of embellish, or not even embellish, it's probably not even the right word. I'm using all kinds of weird words today that I don't even, I'm just pulling them out of my butt. Anyways, whatever. It's gonna spruce up the film a little bit. He's just going to get some shots. My guess is Superman looking super cool, or maybe some other characters, and just little things to put in here and there to just spice up the film a little bit, because a day and a half he's not going to get a whole lot done, and there's probably not going to be a whole lot of script rewrites or anything like that. So basically, it sounds like he's fairly pleased with this film and the results so far. The last piece of news, because I have to talk about it, and a lot of people are going to groan, is that Chris Evans is returning to Avengers Doomsday, along with, as we know, Robert Downey Jr., who's going to be back for this as well. And this is not a surprise. And if you've heard people talk of late, the whole kind of joke is that Chris Evans isn't really a movie star because people haven't been showing up for the things that he's done after Captain America. He's just kind of Captain America, and he's very, very good at that, but as far as him working outside of that, he hasn't been having a lot of hits, so for him to come back to Marvel is not a huge surprise. This might be for a single role. It might be for him reprising the role as Captain America, but as an old man. It could be him playing a totally different character. That's the whole thing that everybody has a beef with the multiverse, is that anything, anywhere, at all times could happen, and that's the case here with this movie. So there's no telling who he is going to be playing, or if he's actually going to be his Captain America. So we'll see, but just know that he's coming back. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments. I think a lot of people are probably just going to groan, like I said, and not be super happy about it, because it seems like Marvel is just leaning back on the tried and true, the stuff that they know, and being that we're bringing back directors from the Avengers films and we're bringing back multiple actors, and it's just, I don't know. This is, it's concerning, but also not surprising. We'll see if Marvel can get their crap back together. I hope they can, because I love the MCU and I love Marvel, but for the past couple of years, I have not been loving it so much. So who knows? Maybe this fixes everything. But guys, let me know what you think about all this news down below in the comments, and then venture over to Criticless and hop into some of our groups, leave some reviews, and just let me know what you think about everything going on in the entertainment industry right now. And I will be back before you know it, either with some more news or some reviews. Everybody take it easy, and we will see you soon. Later.